Yo, 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 this is Sol, also known as Spielgum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt, Yardis Team Skull Grunt, and this is Pokemon Masters EX. Guys, would you believe it's starting Monday, or Sunday evening if you're in the West? The 4.5 year anniversary will just be around the corner. It's the run up to 4.5 year anniversary. And this year, as usual, as per my run up to events, we are holding another season of SPL Gum Challenge. It's the 8th one. And once again, I have gifts for you guys as well as a nice challenge for anyone who wants to participate. So, the gist of this is kind of similar to the last several years. We are getting 100 sync pairs for free. But the good thing here, this year, we're going to get, if you're lucky, you're also gonna be able to get FAIRS in this one. So no seasonals, except for, well, I can see Anniversary Skyline in the background. I can see Anniversary May. I can see Anniversary Raihan. They are seasonals in a way, but they're also FAIRS seasonals. So FAIRS will be available here. Every single Fair until Grusha. So those who did not scout for Grusha, now is your chance. And hopefully you can get Grusha or any other Fair you scout for. Or rather, you scout, you know, any Fair you're missing from this one. So every single day, we're gonna get one 10-pair scout ticket. And you can use this 10-pair scout ticket on a daily basis, which is the gist of this SPL Gum Challenge, to scout for 10 random sync pairs per day. This is randomized. You can get a 5-star. You can also get a dead multi. And I think there's a 7% chance of getting a random 5-star with an equal chance of any Spotlight Scout as well as any Fair. So, Chase will not be here. And whatever Fair that release after Grusha, I think only Chase will not be here. But everything before Grusha, or before Chase, everything, every single Fair will be available, which is a very nice thing. But again, don't put your hopes too high up because, you know, it's randomized. It's completely randomized. But if you're lucky, then you're lucky. Now, what does this challenge entail, guys? So as usual, you're gonna use, starting February 19, we will have the run up to 4.5 year anniversary. Now, you're gonna record a video of you scouting using your 10-pair scout ticket and battling with 3 of those sync pairs that you get. So, either you get a Fair, you get a Spotlight Scout, you get a 3-star, you get a 4-star whatsoever. Select 3 sync pairs from the 10 pairs that you get. No need for 1 versus 3, 2 versus 3, just use 3 versus 3. You want to use as many sync pairs as you want for our gimmick in a bit. And then you choose your Champion Stadium opponent and fight against that opponent. Everything has to be in video, and yeah, that's basically it. And if you saw my community tab post, I did say that this is gonna take inspiration from the new skill gears. And I know a lot of you guys do not use skill gears. And this challenge is to encourage you guys. I mean, DNA did not exactly implement skill gears properly. And that's why a lot of people, including me, myself, sometimes I don't, either I optimize and use those skill gears or just, you know, just switch to your normal 3-star gears. But this challenge is to encourage you. You are encouraged, and by encourage, I mean you are required to use at least 1 skill gear. Any single skill gear. Either a pin, a bandana, a bracelet, your choice. But the more skill gears you use, the higher points you will be getting. So if you use 0 skill gears, and by this, I need to see a screen, or rather, I need to see in the video that you are selecting your skill gears. So, I need to see in your video that you have your skill gears equipped in your team. That's a requirement for this one. And the more skill gears you use, the higher your points. And if you accidentally did not record the skill gear screen then I'm gonna consider that as you did not use a skill gear. You will get 0 points. Whatever points you get will be multiplied by 0 and you will get 0 points. One skill gear, any single skill gear, will get you default bonuses, so times 1. 2 skill gears will multiply your score times 1.5, and if you decide to go all out with your skill gears, you will get 2 times 2 for your score. So, how do you even use skill gears? A lot of people requesting that I give a little tutorial on skill gears. Here's the thing, guys. So, how do you do this? Well, if you don't have skill feathers yet, I suggest you go training area. And in the skill feather area over here, you can get, per battle, a number of skill feathers. So, it's randomized from those numbers. And once you're able to get, you can go to gear over here. Go to skill gear. Select an empty skill gear of your choice. Or you can also use some already filled ones. But I'm gonna assume that you have no idea how this works. So select a skill gear, a blank skill gear, no unlocked skills. Choose among these feathers. Now, I haven't ever used any of these feathers except for the default one. I have not yet used a white skill feather, a purple skill feather, green skill feather, all these special skill feathers. And if you actually check Battle Rally over here in the exchange item screen, there are actually 2-star. So over here at Rally, you can see over here, these are 2-star skill feathers, which will give you nicer skills rather than the 1-star ones. Like this is the default one, which I always use. And I have nothing of the 2-star skill feathers yet. But you're free to choose anything you want. So, again, we're going back here. Select a skill gear, a blank gear, or anything of your choice. For example, I go for this one. Select the feather of your choice. Yes, you can use special skill feathers which you get from your events. But for the sake of me always using the yellow skill feathers only, I'm gonna use this. Press OK. Press yes. And then you will have a random set of abilities over here. So, themes, electric canto, you can totally ignore that. You will not get any bonuses. But, in order to apply the additional effects and base stats, your sync pairs have to have electric theme and canto theme. If you're not satisfied, you can just press unlock again, press yes, and opponent asleep, sync moves up 5%, and then opponent interference moves up. So those are basically multipliers. Personal opinion, I prefer sync move multipliers. So I'm gonna unlock again until I'm satisfied. Opponent is frozen. Weather, terrain, zone change moves up 3%. Special sync moves up 2%. That's actually a good thing, but it's only one multiplier. If I'm not satisfied, I just do this and do this again. Now, there's an item called an Everpin. And personally, I do not exactly like using it. It's not exactly worth it. Opponent poison sync moves up 5%. That might be actually good for Victor and Greedent over here. So, dragon moves, opponent asleep. Let's just shuffle until I'm kind of satisfied with what I see. Ghost Zone sync moves. Critical moves up 3%. Now, you have to also check that your theme is kind of corresponds to your additional effects as well. If not, it's kind of not too great. So, special sync move damage reduction. Bug moves up 3%. Johto Fairy, not exactly the right synergy over here. Unlock again. Status conditioned. Unlock again. Ghost Zone Psychic Terrain. Villain, no thank you. Weather Terrain Zone Change, no thank you. Dark Zone. Dark Zone is good. But themes, water. There are not a lot of water types that use, the Dark Zone. So until you're satisfied, Psychic. Psychic, not really good. Next. Grass Sync moves. Next. Dragon Sync moves. Unscathed. Next. So, probably you don't have enough skill gears. I'm not requiring you to have good skill gears. So, you can just unlock it once. Oh, It's actually good. Steel, sync moves up 2%, steel moves up 1%, but themes are not exactly that great. Bug moves, let's see, not happy about that. And anyway, just keep refreshing until you're satisfied. And once you're satisfied, you can use that skill gear in your team. So I'm not yet satisfied, but I hopefully will get satisfied very soon. So you can read through this, by the way, by tapping on these, and you will know what they do. So come on, give me something good. Give me something good right now. Sync move damage reduction, electric, psychic, whatsoever. I'm probably gonna fast forward and skip through this soon. Status conditions, sync move up 4%. That might be good. So, for example, I'm satisfied already because there's electric and I can easily paralyze the opponent. I press OK. And I can equip that gear. So, you're free to use 1, 2, or 3 skill gears as long as it's in your team. And the more skill gears you use, the better your score will become. So, that's a little intro of skill gears. And for example, if you want to equip them, go to Champion Stadium. Again, your skill gears do not have to synergize with your team. As long as you have a skill gear, is okay. Even though you will not get the status buffs, the multipliers to everything, it is okay. As long as you use a skill gear, any skill gear. So over here, if I want to equip, I will just... If you don't see anything, probably it's in the switch view. You can press this. Or you can just remove this. You can either have this on or have this off. And every single skill gear you have will appear there just like that. Or you can use a completely no unlock skills skill gear if you wish. As long as you use one skill gear, that is completely fine. And that is for our skill gears, guys. 3 skill gears will get you a ×2 multiplier as long as you show the screen. If you don't show the screen, you get 0 points. Next! This is a surprise. We're also taking inspiration from the brand new Battle Rally over here. So how does this work? We will have daily multipliers. So every single day, I will tell you what roles you can use. This is additional points. You don't need to follow this. But if you want a multiplier, you have to use 2 sync pairs with at least that role. So if a sync pair has a 6-star or has an EX role, for example, you use Champion. No, Champion Rel would not be available. But for example, you have Iono. Iono is a support. And if you unlock her EX role, it's Strike. So, if a sync pair has both support and strike, and the bonus is strike, that will be considered 1. If the bonus is support strike, though, it will also be considered as only either a support or a strike. So take note of that. And if you have any questions, you want to clarify anything, just let me know in the comment section and I will gladly answer your questions as well. So, you have to be using at least 2 sync pairs. So, for example, day 6. For example, because day 1 to day 5, I only have like 1 required role. So, for example, day 1 is strike. So, as long as you use 2 strikers or a support striker or a field striker, as long as there's strike and there's another sync pair with strike, you will get a 1.5 times multiplier. But if you have 3 sync pairs that have the daily bonus, you'll get a score ×2. Now, it depends on how lucky you are in your pools. So, this is completely optional. You can totally ignore this one. And then, you are allowed to retry any number of times against any opponents. Last time, I required you to, if you are fighting against the champion, and you will decide to reset, to change the special, to get other special parameters, you are required to only stick to round 1. For now, you are free to restart any number of times. You are free to change the special parameters any number of times as long as you have recorded 1. Your pulls. I need to see your pulls. Number 2, I need to see what skill gears you use. And number 3, I need to see your final battle, whether it's a victory or it's a loss. And, no need to go high on points. You can always just go 100 points, even 50 points. As long as you finish the battle, you will get scores as long as you have used your skill gear and as long as you scored a little bit. But there are gonna be deductions, which we will discuss in a bit. Now, on the run up to 4.5 year anniversary, we will also be able to get Riley and Lucario for free. And in any of these days, you are allowed to use Riley and Lucario for a 200 point deduction, whether he is 6-star EX or not. Riley and Lucario, if I'm not mistaken, is a sprint strike. So if you decide to EX roll him, not only you get the sprint bonus, but also the strike bonus. And again, there's only a 200 point deduction. If you're willing to go that, then go for it. You can use Riley and Lucario on any single day, not just day 1. And now, let's recap all the rules. Again, number 1, you'll have to use skill gears, at least 1. If you use 0 or you did not show in your video that you use a skill gear, you will get 0 points for that day. 1 skill gear will get you a the default score. 2 skill gears will multiply your score times 1.5, and 3 skill gears will give you a times 2 multiplier. Next, you have a featured roll per day, and if you use 2 sync pairs with the featured roll of the day, you will get a 1.5 times multiplier. And if you use 3 sync pairs with that featured roll, you'll get a score times 2. If a sync pair has a 6-star or has an EX roll, only 1 will be considered. Not like Battle Rally, where 2 rolls considered differently. For this one, only 1. And you are allowed to retry any number of times as long as you record the things that I said. And last but not the least, you are required to use Riley and Lucario on any single battle in this challenge, as long as you're willing to sacrifice 200 points. And how do we compute this? Well, you will be awarded points based on your Champion Stadium parameter points. So a maximum of 3,000 points, a minimum of 50, and then it will add up with your skill gear multiplier. So if you use 1 skill gear, that will be the default number. If you use 2 skill gears, we will multiply the score times 1.5. If you use 3 skill gears, times 2. Featured roll multiplier, if you use 2 sync pairs of that roll featured, you will get a times 1.5 multiplier. And if you use 3, you'll get a times 2 multiplier. And for every 6-star EX sync pair you use, except for Riley and Lucario, you will have a 100 point deduction. So if you, for example, have Roxy and Scolipede is a 3-star sync pair. If you have her 6-star EX, we will deduct 100 points from your score. And either minus 100, or if you have any 5-star initial potential, that means you have a Rainbow Door, you have a Spark, whatsoever, and you decide to use that character. If that character is not yet 6-star EX'd, you will have your score minus 50. So, only applies to 5-star. So, if you use Roxy and Scolipede, and you have not 6-star EX her, that's gonna be considered a 3-star. And you will not have any point deductions. But if you decide to 6-star EX her, you will have a 100 point deduction. So that will encourage you to use, sync pairs that are 3-star and 4-star. Unless you have them 6-star EX, you will have a 100 point multiplier. Or 100 point deduction. And multipliers will be applied after point deduction. So for example, you got 1,000 points. You decided to use Riley and Lucario. Earlier I said by using Riley and Lucario, you will have a 200 point rather, 200 point deduction. So that's 1,000 minus 200, that's 800. And your Riley and Lucario is 6-star EX. We're gonna ignore that because Riley and Lucario has a different deduction thing. But for example, you also have, let's just say Roxy and Scolipede. 6-star EX have another 100 point deduction. So that makes 700 points. And for example, you have Roxanne and Nosepass / Probopass. 5-star, not 6-star. We will not deduct your score. If you have, for example, Iono and Grusha, just in case you're lucky, you got Iono support or Grusha support, you have not 6-star EX them, you will have minus 50 points because they are 5-star sync pairs. But if you 6-star EX them, you will have a 100 point deduction instead. So, for example, again, we're going back to use Riley and Lucario, use 6-star EX Roxy and Scolipede, and you use Roxanne and Probopass or Nosepass 5-star. That's minus 200 for Riley, minus 100 for Roxy. So that's 1,000 minus 300, 700 points. But then you use three skill gears. 700 times 2 for the skill gear multiplier. And for example, the daily multipliers, the roll multipliers are sprint and support. So you have Riley as a sprint sync pair. You have Roxy as a support. You use 2 sync pairs. Who is the other one? Riley, Roxanne, and Roxy. So you use a sprint. You use a support. That's 2 sync pairs. So you will have another 1.5 times multiplier, something like that. So 700 times 2 times 1.5 will be your final score, which I'm not gonna count right now. That's gonna be your count for your score. So again, the way this goes is record a video of your 10-pair scout followed by your master mode battle. And again, I probably should say this here so that you guys don't forget. Record or show your skill. You'll show your gear selection screen, something like that. Make sure you show your gear selection screen so that we can say that you actually really use skill gears there. And it has to happen before your battle. So make sure you record that before your battle and not cut the video. And, I don't want you to cheat and not use skill gears in the end. And then you are free to edit the video as long as it contains your sync pair scout, your gear selection screen, as well as your final battle attempt. Upload that video to YouTube before the next reset and link that to me in the community tab post or my Discord server. I think I'm just gonna keep it in my community tab post so that it will be easier to monitor you guys with the hashtag SPLGumChallenge8. That's one word, SPLGumChallenge8 dash day number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dash the link to your video so I can see and watch your videos. And the challenge will take place daily from February 19 to 29. So by missing a day or by uploading late, you will get 0 points for that day. But don't let that stop you. You can always catch up on the next day. Who knows? You might get lucky with your scouts and get, very, very good sync pairs. And the leaderboard will be updated on a regular basis. But give me at least 36 hours to complete to update the leaderboard because I'm gonna be really busy and it's probably gonna be me and not my mods updating the community tab post. So give me 36 hours to update the leaderboard so that you can see it regularly. And last but not the least, well, not yet, the winner of the challenge will get a Pokemon Center US 25th Anniversary Pikachu Celebration hat, which looks like this, because I still have a lot, and yes, it's already the 27th or 28th anniversary, I'm not even sure, but this cap is really nice. This is the counterpart of that hat. So if you want a hat, if you want a chance, those are very limited and very expensive nowadays. I'm giving that away for free for the winner of the, this challenge. SPL Gum Challenge 8 winner will get this cap. So good luck! And now for the last part, which is your featured roles of the day. Day 1, use 2 strikers or 3 strikers and you'll get a times 1.5 or times 2 multiplier. Day 2, tech. Day 3, support. Day 4, sprint. Not a lot of sprint sync pairs in your 10-pair scout. If you want this multiplier, probably you want to go for Riley and Lucario. But you need 2 at least. You need 2 sprint sync pairs. So, unless you got 2 sync pairs, probably you will not get any multipliers for day 4. Day 5 as well, probably you will not get that field multiplier. But day 6, you will get strike and sprint. Only one of each role is required. So if you have your Riley 6-star EX role, he serves as a strike/sprint sync pair. We're gonna only consider him as one, either strike or sprint. Then you have to use another sync pair for the other role. Day 7 is like tech support. Day 8, strike tech. Day 9, strike support. And day 10, sprint field. And those are the featured roles of the SPL Gum Challenge. So probably it's going to be easier to get the multipliers for day 6 to day 10 rather than day 1 to day 5, especially day 4 and 5. And guys, that is actually it for SPL Gum Challenge 8. Let me know any questions in the comment section. Again, the goal here is to encourage everyone to use a skill gear. So let's correct DNA's wrongs and hopefully promote skill gears in the process. Maybe you'll enjoy using skill gears as well. Maybe you'll be motivated to collect skill feathers and unlock the stronger, possible skill gears. And for those who are curious, I have a couple of skill gears that I probably can show you guys. So I think my phone closed down. So let me just restart my game and show you guys what skill gears, what is the potential of good skill gears. Hopefully some of them are good for you guys. And my alarm just rang. So, everything can be obtained by yellow feathers. You just need a lot, and you need a lot of patience. But feel free to use your special skill feathers. Those unlock really good stuff. But personally, for collection basis, I will not be using those rainbow skill feathers. Whatever. So we have over here, Ground and Johto, as you can see over here. This gear is gonna be, I thought that it was kind of for Signasuit Lyra. But I realized that Signasuit Lyra's Sing move is actually special and not physical. So, Signasuit Lyra can confuse the opponent, can give grassy terrain, and Sing move plus 3% is physical Sing move plus 3% is probably for another Sing pair. Over here, we have Champion Galar. Status condition Sing move up 5%. This can apply to a lot of Sing pairs, including Battle Tower Leon, which can burn the opponent. And by burning the opponent, you have our Sing moves 5% stronger. Over here, we can fast forward to this one. Champion Gym Leader over here. This is actually for, well, I want to say Champion Red, but Champion Red's Sing move is a special Sing move as well. He has Protect, which can protect him from damage that's unscathed. If you have 0 damage, your moves, your attacks are gonna be stronger. Ice Zone, probably for another Sing pair, by pairing Champion Red with Irida. can bring in Ice Zone or probably combine him with Grusha, can bring in Ice Zone over here. One last thing is probably, whatchamacallit? Alola, Psychic Terrain, Alola Status Condition, Fighting Status Condition. So over here, probably this one. So this one, probably, you know, if you have, I'm not sure if Aura Cynthia can paralyze the opponent. If she cannot paralyze the opponent, just bring in another Singpair that can paralyze the opponent. And stuff like that. So, some sample skill gears for you guys. Not all of these are the best. Again, I just use the cheapest feather to unlock these ones. But feel free to use any single feather of your choice. And with that said, guys, again, we are gonna have 10 days of random Singpair Scouts. You can get a Pokefair if you're lucky, and maybe it's gonna be a Pokefair that you need, that you don't have. Whatever happens, Signisud Gladion and Magearna is also gonna come out on the same day this happens, so good luck. We are not gonna support, or I'm not gonna encourage you to use Signisud Gladion. You cannot use Signisud Gladion in this challenge. But again, you can use Riley and Lucario. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section and I will gladly answer your questions. But with that said, that is the end of this video. Good luck to whoever is joining this. And good luck on your summons as well, whether the 10-pair scout thing or Signisud Gladion and the anniversary. So with that said, that's it. I'm signing off. This is Sol, also known as SPL Gum, also known as Spatial Gum, also known as Grunt, the artist Team Skull Grunt. I will see you in the next video. Rawr.